Welcome to online class on Criminal Procedure Code. You are aware that when a criminal case is filed, then the Criminal Procedure Code is followed for trial of the case. Criminal Procedure Code is an adjective law. It helps for giving fair trial to the accused. When somebody is accused of committing an offense, according to this criminal jurisprudence, he is innocent till he is found guilty. Criminal cases are instituted either by filing complaint before the magistrate or by lodging a FIR before the police. So when a criminal case is instituted, how the case will be investigated? If it is a case instituted on a report or an FIR before the police, that is also dealt with the Criminal Procedure Code. Similarly, what procedure is to be followed from the stage when a complaint case is filed till a finding is given or holding the accused guilty and also imposing sentence. All such things, all such procedures are laid down in the Criminal Procedure Code. Prior to this Criminal Procedure Code 1973, the Criminal Procedure Code 1898 was enforced in India for a for a long period. The main requirement was that to separate the judiciary from the executive. Previously, one executive magistrate, he was also conducting some criminal trials. He was also committing criminal trials. So, as per the directive principle of Article 50 of the directive principle of state policy, there should be separation of judiciary from executive. The complete separation of judiciary from executive took place after the coming into force of the Criminal Procedure Code 1973. This is the main thing. Apart from that, some other these major changes were brought in the Criminal Procedure Code. You may refer the same through other books. You can to know the history of enactment, history of the present enactment. This Criminal Procedure Code is in force from 1st April 1974. 1st April 1974. Now it is also applicable to the state of Jammu and Kashmir after the passing of the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act. Probably from 9/8/2019, this Criminal Procedure Code is applicable. Case law has been settled that previously some of the cases which are pending in Jammu and Kashmir, the previous Criminal Procedure Code as applicable to Jammu and Kashmir will be followed in those cases. Now, people see the preamble of the Act, that is the preamble, what it says? An Act to consolidate and amend the law relating to criminal procedure. What is consolidate? Always you should try to understand the law word by word. What is consolidated? Why consolidated word use? Not an act to codify, it has not been mentioned. An act to consolidate. That means there were different criminal procedure in different part of India. There was no uniformity in the criminal procedure. So that's why the preamble informs, from reading the preamble we know that this Criminal Procedure Code was consolidated. There are different types of different criminal procedure were being followed by different courts in different parts of India. So that's why an act to consolidate and amend the law related to criminal procedure, be it enacted by Parliament in the 24th year of Republic of India as follows. So you go through the legal history, you may refer the other books, even through the internet you can understand in how this, what is the legal history, what is the legal history before passing of this Criminal Procedure Code 1973. This short title and commencement, this act may be called the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Why it is called code? Why code? Why it is not called an act? We find some act, ordinance, code. Code means here that was, even it was in force prior to our independence. It was not this passed in the Indian Parliament. In almost all laws which are passed in Indian Parliament after independence, those laws are act, registered act. Similarly, Indian Penal Code, we say it is a code because it was codified. For the first time, that was codified. Law was not codified and the code has been used. Almost all the acts which have been passed, which were in force, laws which were forced prior to independence. That is, here it has been code. So this act may be called as the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. That is also, it is act is not there. It extends to the whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. But provided that the provision of this code, other than those relating to chapter 8, 10 and excise thereof, shall not apply. That means provided that the provision of this code, except the chapter X, 11 and 8, shall not apply to the state of Nagaland, to the tribal area. Tribal area means the tribal area which is declared, which has been declared as tribal area under the Constitution of India. But the concerned state government may by notification apply such provisions or any of them to the whole or part of the state of Nagaland or such tribal area. Now, you know that it is called Criminal Procedure Code 1973. It applies to whole of India except this Nagaland, state of Nagaland and from tribal area. But chapters 8, 10 and 11 are also applicable to this case. So now, this is this commencement, that is sustained as the case may be, with such supplemental, incidental or consequential modification as may be specified in the notification. What is supplemental? Something adding some new provisions, some provisions. Supplemental, incidental because of some necessity, incidental or consequential modification. Supplemental, incidental or consequential modification with some that may be applicable. In this section, tribal area in the territories which immediately before 21st day of January 1972 were included in the tribal areas of Assam as referred to in paragraph 20 of the 6th schedule of the Constitution. So tribal area here means only tribal area Assam as referred in paragraph 20 of the 6th schedule to the Constitution, other than those within the local limits of the municipality of Sikkim. So tribal area has been defined, not the entire all tribal area, only such tribal area of Assam as referred in paragraph 20 of the 6th schedule to the Constitution, other than these municipality limits of Shillong. It shall come into force from 1st day of April 1970. You should remember this one, in this context, you should remember one thing, that is when criminal procedure came into force. That is, it came into force from 1st April 1970. Definition. In this code, unless the context otherwise requires, you should understand and remember the definition. Once you understand the definition, if you remember the definition, you will be able to grasp the subject. You will not forget the other provisions. Unless you have no this, you do not know the definition, it will be difficult for you to understand various provisions in the act. So that's why, what is definition must be understood. Bailable offence. What is bailable? You know bailable, what is bail? Bail means releasing somebody, releasing an accused from custody with condition on furnishing of his bond, on furnishing of his bail bond. That he will make himself available either before the investigating officer or before the court, whenever required, till the completion of the trial. So this is bail. Bail has not been defined, but we should understand the meaning of bail as defined in the dictionary. What is bailable? Bailable offence means an offence which is shown as bailable in the first schedule or which is made bailable by any other law for the time in force, and non-bailable offence means any other offence. You see, in this first definition, bailable offence and non-bailable offence has been defined. Bailable offence means an offence, which is shown as bailable in the first schedule of the code. So shown as bailable, it has been mentioned in first schedule of the code that a particular offence is bailable. So that's a bailable offence. Or which is made bailable by any other law for the time in force. Suppose other local laws are there. Other laws are there. If, as per that law, that particular offence is bailable, then that will be treated as a bailable offence. Then, if a particular offence is not bailable, then that will be treated as a non-bailable offence. So it has been defined what is bailable offence. Bailable offence means an offence which is shown as bailable in the first schedule of the code. Because CRPC, we find there are two schedules. It consists of 37 chapters, 484 sections. There are 484 sections in the Criminal Procedure Code. It is divided into 37 chapters, and there are two schedules to the code. So, in the first schedule of the code, if it has been shown as bailable, so you should understand what is bailable offence. Bailable offence means an offence which is shown as bailable in the first schedule of the code, or which is made bailable under any other law for the time in force. And if offence is non-available, which is not available, that means non-available offence means any other offence. That means if that offence is not available offence, then other offences are not available. Now you are clear? Cognizable offence. Cognizable offence. Cognizable offence means an offence for which, and cognizable case means a case in which. You should understand both case and offence. Cognizable offence means an offence in which. Cognizable case in a case in which a police officer may, in accordance with the first schedule, again, in accordance with the first schedule, that means that offence is cognizable. In accordance with the first schedule, or under any other law for the time in force, arrest without warrant. Try to understand. Cognizable offence means an offence for which, and cognizable case means a case for which a police officer may, according to the first schedule of the CRPC, may arrest. Or, that is, arrest without warrant. That is cognizable offence. Cognizable offence means an offence for which, and cognizable case means a case in which a police officer may, in accordance with the first schedule, or under any other law for the timing in force. If under, that is, first schedule is not there, under any other law for the time in force, may arrest without warrant. Prior to that, we have skipped the offence, the definition charge. What is charge? Charge includes any head of charge when the charge contains more heads than one. Charge has not been defined. But charge has been defined that one charge also includes more than one charge. One charge. Charge is an accusation made against the accused, informing him the nature of the offence, how he committed an offence, where he committed that offence, what offence he committed. That is an accusation. That accusation is informed to the person so that he can defend the case. Charge includes head of more than one of charge. Charge includes any head of charge when the charge contains more heads than one. Suppose there are 3 to 4 charges. Charge contains if more than one head, so that will be treated as charge, never charges. So charge includes any of the head of charge when that contains more than one head charge. Now complaint. What is complaint? So always you should remember, try to remember the definition. Complaint means any allegation made orally or in writing. Orally or in writing. To a magistrate. To a magistrate. What for? With a view of his taking action under this code. What action? With a view to taking action under this code, that some person, whether known or unknown, has committed an offence, but does not include police report. So we should understand when complaint means an allegation. Allegation, that allegation may be either orally or in writing. That allegation is made to a magistrate with a view that the magistrate will take action under this code, under the criminal procedure code. But it does not include police report. Again, it has been clarified that when a police report, after the investigation, police files a report informing that a non-cognizable offence has been committed, then that will be treated as a complaint. So what is complaint? To understand, complaint means an allegation. That allegation is either orally or in writing. That allegation must be to the magistrate. What for? With an intention, with a view, with an intention that the magistrate will take action under the criminal procedure code against a person, whether a known or unknown person, that he has committed an offence. And that doesn't include the police report. So expansion says, a report made by a police officer in case which discloses after investigation the commission of a non-cognizable offence shall be deemed to be a complaint. What is a deemed complaint? If a question is put, what is a deemed complaint? When a police officer, after investigation, gives a report to the magistrate that a non-cognizable offence has been committed by the accused, then that will be deemed to be a complaint. And in such case, that police officer will be treated as complainant. Police officer by whom such report is made, be deemed to be complainant. So now you are aware the definition, 3 definitions. We have already discussed. Very easy to understand the criminal procedure code. You should patiently read it, go through the definition word by word. Now, High Court. When you think of High Court created under the Indian Constitution, no. That's not the definition here. The High Court definition is something different here. High Court means, in relation to any state, the High Court for the state. Note that High Court for the state, in this particular state, suppose for the state of Odisha, High Court, that is High Court of Odisha. High Court, then the High Court of Delhi will not be High Court for the state of Odisha. So what it says? High Court means, in relation to any state, the High Court for that state. High Court for that state will be treated as High Court. In relation to a union territory, which the jurisdiction of the High Court of a state has been extended by law, that High Court, suppose an union territory, then High Court will be, means an High Court, if the High Court, which of the High Court's jurisdiction has been extended on the union territory, on the territory of that union territory, then that will be the High Court. So what it says, in the High Court means, in relation to a state, the High Court of that state, in relation to a Union territory, the High Court means the High Court in respect of which on the High Court which has jurisdiction over the territory of that Union territory. Third is, in relation to any other Union territory, the highest court of criminal appeal for the territory other than the Supreme Court of India. Any other in Union territory means, suppose the jurisdiction of a particular High Court has not been extended to a particular Union territory. In such case, in relation to any other Union territory, the highest court of criminal appeal for that territory other than the Supreme Court will be treated as High Court. So how you should know the definition of High Court? Suppose any other territory, suppose in a particular Union territory, there is no the extension of jurisdiction of the any High Court on that Union territory. In such case, the highest court of criminal appeal will be treated as High Court. So this is High Court in India. India means the territories to which this court extends. Here India means the territory. Now it extends to the territory of Jammu and Kashmir, but other than this Nagaland and this tribal area, if there is a notice that this criminal procedure court can be extended to those areas by a notification of this concerned state government with supplemental, incidental and consequential modification. Now, inquiry. Inquiry means what? Other than a trial. Means every inquiry. It has been means inquiry means every inquiry. Whatever be the inquiry, other than trial. That means all proceedings before the magistrate other than trial will be treated as inquiry. What it says? Inquiry means every inquiry other than a trial conducted under this code by a magistrate or court. Not only magistrate or a court. What is inquiry? Inquiry means every inquiry other than a trial which is conducted by a magistrate or a court. Every inquiry, whatever be the matter is under inquiry, that will be treated as inquiry. Now investigation. Investigation has been defined, includes all the proceedings under this code for the collection of evidence conducted by a police officer. What is investigation? All the proceedings under the criminal procedure code for collection of evidence by the police officer or any person other than a magistrate who is authorized by a magistrate in this behalf. Other than a magistrate who has been authorized to collect evidence. What is investigation? Investigation means all proceedings under the, what is proceeding? To proceed. All proceedings for collecting evidence by the police officer or any other person who is not a magistrate, if that person has been authorized by the magistrate to collect evidence. So now you should understand the difference between inquiry and investigation. Inquiry is always made by the magistrate or court if that is not a trial. Other than trial, whatever inquiry is done, every inquiry, that will be treated as inquiry. But all proceedings, whatever proceedings is taken by police officer for collection of evidence, either by police or any other person other than the magistrate, authorized by the magistrate to collect evidence, is called investigation. The judicial proceeding includes any proceeding in the course of which evidence is or may be legally taken on oath. Is or may. Every proceeding that is judicial proceeding includes any proceeding, any type of proceeding in which evidence is taken or may be legally taken on oath. Then that will be treated as judicial proceeding. So why I am telling us, when a particular word has been defined in a particular manner in the criminal procedure code, you cannot add something, any meaning to this. You must understand the meaning of that word in the manner in which that has been defined in the act, defined in a particular state. So now, local jurisdiction. In relation to court or magistrate means the local area within which the court or magistrate may exercise or any of its powers or his power under this court. So what is local jurisdiction? The local area on which means the local area within which the magistrate or court may exercise his jurisdiction given under the Criminal Procedure Code. And such a local area may comprise the whole of the state. That local area may be either the entire state or any part of the state, as the state government by notification specify. What is local area? Local area means the area on which the court or the magistrate, can exercise all or any of its or his power under the criminal, under the code, powers given under the Criminal Procedure Code. And such local area may comprise either the entire state or a part of the state, and that's notified by the state government. Now, metropolitan area. Prior to metropolitan area, there are presidency magistrates. Here, metropolitan area means the area declared or deemed to be declared under Section 8 to be a metropolitan area. What is metropolitan area? Already declared or deemed to be declared. It is when 1 million, more than a population is more than 1 million deemed declared. So Section 8 provides how there will be a declaration of a particular area as a metropolitan area. So metropolitan area means an area which has been already been declared as metropolitan area or deemed to be declared as metropolitan area as per Section 8 of the Criminal Procedure Code. Now, non-cognizable offence. So, non-cognizable offence means an offence for which, and non-cognizable case means a case in which a police officer has no authority to arrest without warrant. So, cognizable offence, the same manner it has been defined. Cognizable offence means an offence. Cognizable case means a case in which a police officer may arrest a person without warrant, in accordance with the schedule, first schedule or any other law for the time in force. That is cognizable offence. Similarly, it has been non-cognizable offence means an offence. Non-cognizable case in a case in which a police officer has no authority to arrest without warrant. Now, notification. Notification means a notification published in the official gazette. If a notification has not been published, once a notification means notification which has been published in the official gazette. Sometimes, offence. What is the definition of an offence? Offence means any act or omission made punishable by any law for the timing in force. That means any act or omission punishable by any law for the timing in force, and includes an act in respect of which a complaint may be made under Section 20 of the Cattle Trespass Act 1871. Offence means an act or omission which is punishable under any law for the timing in force, and includes any complaint, any act in respect of which a complaint may be made. Complaint may be made. Any act in respect of which a complaint may be made under the Cattle Trespass Act of the year 1871. Officer in charge of police station. It is sometimes you should remember. Officer in charge of police station includes when the officer in charge of the police station is absent from the station house or unable from illness or other cause to perform his duties, the police officer present at the station house, who is the next in rank to such officer, and is above the rank of constable. So officer in charge has not been defined. Every police office, police station is in charge of an officer in charge of police station. Or in every police station, one police officer is declared or is appointed as officer in charge of the police station. But it has been defined, officer in charge, which would be officer in charge, what includes. And a police officer who is next below the rank of the officer in charge of the police station, officer in charge of the police station. During his absence or unable to, during his incapacity to perform duties, then the next in rank of that officer in charge of police station will be treated as officer in charge of police station, but he must be above the rank of a constable. In other words, officer in charge of the police station means not only the officer in charge of the police station, but also the police officer who is below the rank of the officer in charge of the police station and is above the rank of a constable. He will be treated as officer in charge of the police station when the original officer in charge of the police station is absent from the police station or is incapable to do his duties as officer in charge of the police station because of his some illness, etc. Unable to perform his illness or other cause. Or when the state government so direct any other police officer so present, if the state government directs that any other officer even will be treated as officer in charge of the police station in the absence of the officer in charge of the police station, or when the officer in charge of the police station is unable to perform his duty because of his illness or any other cause, if the state government has directed that any other police officer of that police station will be treated as officer in charge of the police station, then he will be treated as officer in charge. What is officer in charge of a police station? Includes when the officer in charge of a police station is absent from the station house. If that officer in charge of the police station is absent from the station house, from the police station, either because of illness or for any other cause, any other reason, then the officer next below is the police officer, next below is the rank. If he is above the rank of the constable, he will be treated as the officer in charge of the police station. Or such of the officer will be treated as officer in charge of the police station if the state government has made any notification to that effect. Now place includes a house, building, tent, vehicle and vessel. Place doesn't mean an open place. Place has been defined. A building will be treated as a place. A house will be treated as a place. Vehicle will be treated as a place. A vessel means any vessel which is used for transportation of passenger or goods on water. That will be vessel. That will also be treated as place. Pleader. When used with reference to any proceeding in any court, means a person authorized by or under any law for the time in force to practice in such court. When we use the term pleader, pleader means with reference to a court. When it is used with reference to any court, then that person will be treated as pleader, he will be treated as pleader, who is means a person, any person. When pleader with reference to a court, when used with reference to a proceeding in any court, in a particular proceeding, pleader when used with reference to any proceeding in a court, any person who is authorized by or under any law for the time in force to practice in such court. Any person who is authorized to practice in such court, he will be treated as pleader, and includes any other person appointed with the permission of the court to act in such proceeding. And also, if he may not be an advocate, or if any other person appointed with the permission of the court to act in such proceeding, he will be treated as pleader. Police report means a report forwarded by a police officer to a magistrate under subsection 2 of section 173. What is police report? After the investigation is completed, the police officer will give a report informing the court whether the offence has been committed or not. Then in the prescribed form, that report will be, and who has committed, what are the evidence. So that report will be treated as a police report as per the provisions of section. Any report given by a police officer to the court means a report forwarded by a police officer to a magistrate. Here court is not used because to a magistrate. Always after the investigation, charge sheet is to be filed. It is popularly known as charge sheet. That is to be filed in the case before in the court of magistrate. So here police report means a report forwarded by a police officer. Not filed, not filed, is not required to come and file the report personally. Any report forwarded by a police officer to a magistrate under subsection 2 of section 173. Police station. Police station means any post or place declared generally or specially by the state government to be a police station. Any place or post, any post or place which is declared generally by the state government as police station and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. So police station means any post or place declared generally or specially. What is specially? Suppose immediate emergency is required. A particular place may be declared as police station. You know, suppose there is, while this Bali Jatra is going on, with the Bali Jatra area, a particular place may be declared as police station. So any post or place which is declared generally as a police station or specially as a police station by the state government, and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. The local area which has been included and includes any local area specified by the state government in this behalf. So police station, what will be the area? Now prescribed, means prescribed by rules made under this code. What is public prosecutor? Public prosecutor means any person appointed under section 24 and includes any person acting under the direction of a public prosecutor. Public prosecutor means a person who has been appointed as a public prosecutor as per section 24. And any person who is also acting, being directed by the public prosecutor, he will also be treated as public prosecutor. He will be treated as public prosecutor as per the definition. Subdivision means a subdivision of a district. Subdivision, somebody would say, what is subdivision? What is subdivision of a district? Summons case means a case related to an offence and not being a warrant case. You should remember, bailable offence, non-bailable offence, cognizable offence, non-cognizable offence, summons case, warrant case. This officer in charge police station, some important definitions are there, you cannot skip up. So here, summons case means a case related to an offence and not being a warrant case. Simply it has been defined in a negative manner, is a case which is not a warrant case. Then what is warrant case? Warrant case means a case related to an offence punishable death, imprisonment for life, or imprisonment for a term exceeding 2 years. You should remember this. A case, when the offence case, if warrant case is a case related to an offence, that is case related to an offence, which is punishable with death, imprisonment for life, imprisonment exceeding 2 years. Summons case means a summons case is a case which is not a warrant case. Now, what is victim? You know, victim is a person who suffered any injury, etc., in a crime, against whom a crime is committed. But here it says, victim means a person who has suffered any loss, either any loss or injury caused by the reason of the act or omission for which the accused person has been charged. Any person who has sustained any loss Any loss, maybe financial loss, any type of loss or injury by whom? For which the accused person has been charged. And the expression victim includes his or her guardian or legal heir. It is very important. Suppose a victim is a minor, that also includes. Victim includes his or her guardian. If the victim is dead, that victim also includes his or her legal heir. Who is the victim? Victim means any person who has sustained any loss or injury by the act of the accused who is facing a trial. We charge, not trial, we charge for an offense. And expression victim also includes his or guardian or legal heir. Words and expressions used herein are not defined, but defined in the Indian Penal Code have the meanings respectively assigned to them in that code. Suppose a particular word or an expression which has not been defined in the criminal procedure code, if that has been defined in a particular manner in the Indian Penal Code, then that code will be the meaning of that code, that word or expression will be treated as defined in the Indian Penal Code. That is theft. Theft. It has not been defined in the Indian CRPC, but the definition of theft will be treated, will be taken into consideration as per the definition as defined in the Indian Penal Code. So that's why it provides words and expression used herein and not defined. Words and expression is used and not defined in the but defined in Indian Penal Code. But if the words and expression have been defined in the Indian Penal Code, then the meanings respectively assigned to them in that code. That will be treated. The meaning of those words and expression will be according to the definition given in the Indian Penal Code. This is, in nutshell, the definitions. So, before reading or before going through these other provisions, you must be very clear on the definition. Definition, you cannot learn a particular, write something unless you know the alphabets. Similarly, if you do not know the definition, it will be very difficult on your part to understand the other provisions of the code. So definition must be remembered. So nothing to be understood, but you should remember the definition and referring the definition as provided in the code. So let us conclude. In the next class, we will discuss the remaining sections by section, so that it will be easier for you to understand the provisions. Thank you all.